We talk about Hanukkah. We get to Hanukkah, we get excited about lighting our candles, which is a wonderful tradition. When we look at the candles, and that's become the primary symbol of Hanukkah, we talk about the light and why we have 8, and our kids brag about getting 8 nights of gifts. And we tell them that Hanukkah is about the story of the oil lasting more days than it should have. Generally speaking, I think it's fair to say, we don't talk that often about what came before, which is that there were people who didn't want us to practice our religion, that there were people who didn't want Jewish people to be Jewish people in their town, and that there were people who came into the synagogue and tore it up, which is why they had to go find a little bit of oil and relight the menorah that used to be lit because somebody came into the synagogue and made a mess. That's the problem of Hanukkah. We like to talk about the miracle of Hanukkah. It's a good choice. But we're here tonight also to celebrate the fact that we don't have that problem because we've had people who have been making sure that nobody comes into our synagogue and does what has been done to synagogues, not just in recent years, but thousands of years ago that created the story of Hanukkah. And so sitting at our door, as we would say, almost in place as much as a mezuzah by our door, has been Detective Rich Munsey, who when we walk in and he recognizes our face and he says hello to us and he's in his real uniform today. Some of you may have seen Rich, who's sitting next to his wife Terry, who we are so glad to have with him here tonight. We see Rich, and we're used to seeing him. So many people have said, I've never seen him in such a uniform. Well, I get to see Rich during the week. This is actually Rich's real uniform. He just dresses up for us in his other uniform. But we all know the feeling of walking into a synagogue and knowing that there's somebody who's sitting at the door who's watching out for us and watching out for our community. And no one has done that more than Detective Munsey. And so we want to invite Detective Munsey up as I invite Andrew and Elaine to share a few words and a special gift from us and our congregation on behalf of all the times that you have sat at our door and all that you've done for us. You can take that off.
As co-presidents, we get a lot of responsibility, some good, some not so much fun, but tonight is a true honor to be here, sitting up here with you tonight to thank you on behalf of the congregation, the Board of Trustees, for everything you've done. You've made us not only feel safe, you made us safe, and that we're forever grateful. Looking across from you tonight, it was actually much better to see you inside the sanctuary than out there. So in light of that, we want to make you an honorary lifetime member of Temple Israel. I can read that? Hold on. Can you hold that out? Can you hold that over here? No. For dedicated service to the Jewish community, we recognize Detective Lieutenant Richard Munsey as a lifetime member of Temple Israel, Akron, Ohio, December 16, 2022. So if it was here yesterday, you couldn't do it. But today.
Yeah.
But congratulations. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
So we know
Thank
Rich
you
has
for
been
being a friend.
much more than an officer, so please join with us.
Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not afraid to say I hope it always stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? And And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the greatest gift would be from me, and the card attached
Please
would
join with
say,
us.
thank you for being a friend. 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 I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for being a
I
friend.
want to thank you.
Thank you for being a
I
friend.
want to thank you.
Thank you for being a friend.
Please be seated. We'll let Rich is asked to say a few words. I think we can give him that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had the privilege about 7 years ago to lead this group from Merriman Road here. And it was a wonderful experience. I thank my wife, who's here, Terry, for letting me come here every Friday night and for almost 7 years. And I've appreciated the friendships, the people here. I'm retiring after 51 years at the police department, and my biggest regret is not being here watching over you. And I knew all the people, and several times we had people who came here who I was a little concerned about, but we got through the service and we entertained them outside. And you didn't even know about it. But I can honestly say I've met a lot of people in 51 years. And Rabbi Josh Brown is one of the best quality people that I have ever met. And I will say that you are fortunate to have him. He's a true gentleman, an honest person, and I thank you very much for this award. And I appreciate all of your friendships and all of the good times that we've shared and laughed outside. I almost knew everybody by name, but I wasn't that smart. So thank you again, and I certainly appreciate this honor. And Lamar came through and brought me some Coke, which he used to bring out to the door, and I think he brought it to the door just to make sure I stayed awake. Thank you very much, and I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.